Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to yet another interview. And this time it's for a Vice President Union Development candidate, Jess. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? This is all very impressive, by the way.
Oh, thank you
I'm
very much.
really impressed.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, we just thought nobody else has done it, so why not?
Yeah, Dudley smashing the game as usual.
Big up, Dudley. Right, this is how it's going to go down, right?
Okay.
Two questions going to be asked to yourself and the other candidate, both the same, and then one unique more to yourself. Is that okay?
Okay.
All right, okay, let's go. Right, first question. Due to the rise of NUS Extra card competitors, such as Uni Days, how are you going to ensure that NUS Extra card is still a competitive choice for students?
Okay, so we all have kind of heard the work that's going on with NUS Extra. We had a question in our hustings about it as well. And my view on NUS Extra is a lot of work is being done, but no one's heard anything about it. And for colleges where NUS Extra is their basically only funding, for HE colleges where NUS Extra is the only thing on their benefit statement, it's really important that it's working for student unions. And the fact that no student officer or students in general have had any say on it is, in my mind, a disgrace, because if they don't have ownership of it, how do we know that it's moving in the right direction? And how do we know that it's going to be what students want, it's going to be what they're going to buy? How do we know that it's going to be competitive? So I want to open up consultation and make sure that students and student unions feel like they have ownership of the card, as that was what it was invented for. It was made for students' unions. That's that.
Great, okay. Second question. As we know, hundreds of FE unions are underdeveloped, under-resourced and underrepresented within the current structures of NUS. So what's your plan to start to make progressive changes on the dire situation FE unions find themselves in within NUS?
Well, there was a lot of talk over literally the past few years in a lot of elections. I think lots of people use FE as like a tokenistic kind of catchphrase in order to win votes. FE is 65% of our membership. We need to start acting like it. Right now they're not getting the support that they need. I've heard only 12 colleges are on a FE under union development plan. Don't know if that's true. That's what someone's told me, but it is a reliable source. If that's the case, that's horrendous. And from what I've learned over the past few weeks from going around and talking to students' unions, it is the FE colleges and it is the smaller specialist unions that need the most support from union development. And right now I don't believe they're getting it. So I come from a HE background, so I'm not going to pretend that I have all the answers. That's not my place to do that. But what I do promise to do is to be there for FE. Listen, respond to your needs and what you want, and just be there as a support system. That is what people are crying out for. They're crying out for NUS to be there and to listen and to just do what they need them to do. And in most cases, it's simple. The other day, I was on the phone to a vice president of a college who had never even heard of NUS Connect, didn't have a login, didn't have a password. That's so simple, and that opens up so many resources to volunteers who really need our support and really want to feel invested in this movement, and currently don't, because they feel like there's no support systems for them at all. So I just want to make sure that they know that as myself as Vice President of Union Development, that I am 100% going to be there for FE, and that I recognise that it's important and it's much, much needed, and is now beyond the point of just saying it in a speech or saying it in a space. It actually needs to get done, otherwise there's going to be disastrous consequences in years to come.
Fantastic. And the last question, that's unique to yourself, okay? So your manifesto stated that there should be a space for FE and apprentice students, from buildings to votes, and you said you will make this happen. What's your view of FE and NUS, and what exactly is your clear plan on how to achieve this?
So kind of what I said in the previous question, I really do think that FE is used as a tokenistic phrase to gain support, and I'm not about that life, and definitely for the past 3 weeks I'm not about that life, because I realise the importance of the situation. With apprentices, we just had our first ever apprentice full-time officer being elected. Alex is a really good friend of mine, and I honestly adore the boy. I think he's an inspiration to so many people in this movement, but that is not enough. That one person story, he's an individual, and many people might not follow his lead, and there needs to be a place for apprentices in our democratic spaces. We spoke about it at this conference. it was spoken in accountability, that it was, again, another thing that was said last year. And in the democratic review that we passed last year, there was going to be some steps to making sure that apprentices did have a space in our movement. This work hasn't been done. I don't know why it hasn't been done. I'm not open to that information. But if elected, my first step would be figuring out why it hasn't been done, what I could be doing to push it forward, and how we can get to a space where apprentices can walk into this building, have voting rights, and actually feel like they're a part of this movement. And in regards to FE, from speaking to people before I decided to run and from the past few weeks, something that I figured out was that as a major problem is that lots of FE colleges don't have a space or a building or somewhere where they can go and engage students, and that's a problem. So from my experience, I know that people coming into our building gives us an audience in order to pitch campaigns to, speak to about our elections, and like convince them to get involved. And the whole reason that people do get involved is they come to student union for one reason and they find everything else and then like fall in love with the student movement. And in FE, if they don't have that space, they can't do that. And they don't have that space to engage students. They don't have places for someone to be like, oh, this is really cool. How do I get involved? How do I run to be a volunteer in my ISU? How do I push this movement further? So I want to create a toolkit and get all the evidence together and provide resources to FE colleges about different ways that they can lobby their institution in order to get space on their campus.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. Again, this is so cool. I love it. Like, just taking democracy into your own hands, it's so cool. I'm obsessed.
Thank you very much, Jess. Thank you. And that is yet another interview, and that's both candidates interviewed now. So again, up to the viewers to decide who to vote for. Catch you next time.